In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you a valuable lesson on how you can use timing to improve your trades. Really quickly, before we dive into the video, I have a free mini trading course designed to show you why you're not winning and how you can actually turn your results around. It's a 13-part video series covering 10 different topics within risk management, technical analysis, and trading psychology. And like I say, it's totally free. So if you head over to the first link in the description, you'll be able to sign up there and you'll get this sent straight to your inbox. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at the New York reversal, what it is and how you can trade it. And I'm also going to show you an example of a New York reversal trade that I took just yesterday. So what is the New York reversal? Each day we have different session characteristics. The standard session characteristics for a few major pairs is an Asia consolidation. So this is the Asia Pacific session. We often get consolidation or very small sideways movement. And then after the Asia consolidation, we get a London push. So when London session opens, we normally get a push of volume, which is going to drive the market in one direction or the other. Now, closing out of London session and moving into New York, oftentimes we're going to see a reversal come into place, which could trade through the day's range, potentially extend further, or just at least generally reverse the London trend. Now, this is not an everyday thing, as we know, otherwise the markets would never trend. They would continually range side by side like this over and over again. But quite a few days of the week, pretty much every week, we do see these session characteristics. We have the Asia consolidation, we have the London push, and then we shift into a New York reversal. So the New York reversal area can be a very good time to take intraday trades. It's a little bit more difficult in the London session to actually catch those reversals because we have to worry about the Asia liquidity being swept as well, as I've spoken about in previous videos. But for the New York reversal, we just have a clean slate to work with where we're looking at the slowdown in London momentum and the shift into the New York momentum. So this takes place around midday UK time between say 12:30 and 2:30 is normally the time we're going to be executing some good trades. So that is GMT. If we look at some past price charts, you will see the different sessions laid out here. Blue is Asia session, green is London, and this red is New York. And what we can actually see is the concept I've just been talking about. So we have the Asia consolidation, we have our London push, then we have a New York reversal. Now you can see here it didn't happen. As we've said, it doesn't happen every single day. But here we have Asia consolidation, then we have the London push, then we have a New York reversal. And once again here we have Asia consolidation, a London push down into this area, and then a New York reversal. So you can see around that time that New York session opens, we do begin to see the market reversing. Once again here we have Asia consolidation, we have a London push down, then around that open time of New York we begin shifting into a reversal to the upside. And here we have, once again, we have our Asia consolidation section, then we have a London push all the way to this high, and then around New York we reverse and the market pulls back down into the earlier days range. You can see it's quite a common thing. Obviously, it doesn't happen every single day. Nothing does in the markets, but it is quite repeatable. And if you can actually use this timing with your trading using other technicals such as reversal confirmations, you can actually get some very good trades doing that. So what I'm going to do now is show you my trade from yesterday, which was on EURUSD. This is a pure intraday approach to trading. And this EURUSD setup was a 9R trade based entirely on low time frame confirmations, low time frame structure, and the timing around the trade as well, which was a reversal into the open of New York session. So here we can see yesterday I posted the EURUSD New York reversal idea that came with the multiple minor breaks structure, the major break level that would have opened the space to the big downside, and then a short point as well to actually sell from. So the basis for this trade came after we had a few breakdowns. If we look at the day, we had the Asia consolidation, then the London push was a very large, very impulsive move with a lot of imbalance left open into some of these demand areas here and here, and potentially even lower as well. So right now, there is no reason for us to actually sell the market, okay? We're clearly uptrending. But when New York session opened and we started to run down a little bit, we saw from this point some impulsive downside move. So very fast downside move. And we also had then broken multiple low time frame or minor structure points. So looking here, this level was broken. We also, of course, had these levels above broken. So this actually indicates that we've broken multiple lower lows and are potentially now shifting into a downtrend. Now, obviously pairing that with the fact that we've just entered the New York session, there is a lot of imbalanced open price gaps from the London session as well. That could actually give us some good confluences to go short. Now, the major area would have been this one. This didn't break, so generally I wouldn't be taking a trade here, except for the fact that I knew that we were entering into the New York reversal timing. So by understanding the timing, you can get new confidence and new clarity on your trades, because we know that this is a repeatable characteristic that happens day after day or week after week. And if we do get breaks of structure around this time and we do see bearish impulses around this time, then we know that we can confidently enter trades using supply and actually run price down just to fill some of the day's range. So New York reversals are a pure intraday move, and they're not used to actually enter into huge swing moves. I mean, they can be, but we are generally using this setup and this kind of setup for very low time frame work, 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, to actually run through some of the open price gaps. So for this trade, I actually marked out a couple of areas of interest. I was looking towards this demand zone here. I did want to extend price down further towards this area. However, I actually ended up taking all of my profit at this point, and I did expect that this could potentially bring a reversal. So if we look at the 5 minute and so on, we can actually see that this structure here is still intact in an uptrend, right? So we do have imbalance into this 5 minute area, which if we mark on like so, we can see it's very likely, very possible that price could come down into this area and then actually rally back to the upside. The New York reversal play is simply just following the current structure, trading through some of this very low time frame minor structure to fill imbalances. What I actually did here was look towards the 1 minute, marked on a supply zone here, as we can see, and then I actually executed from there with a sell limit because I do already have my structure confirmation. So my order was like this, and by the time we hit this target, we were around 9R, just cleared this high with my stop, and then I just set the order and let it roll. Now the idea behind this entry is this supply zone here, this very low time frame supply zone. This is imbalanced, as we can see. A lot of the pricing before that is efficient. We obviously had this supply point, which has been retested by these multiple wicks. We formed a new supply here, which was retested by multiple wicks and then retested by this push. But then we formed this supply and pushed down. We have not yet retested that. As well as that, this is obviously where the most selling pressure came in, because we saw a huge bearish impulse down from this point with no pullbacks until obviously the entry came through. So we have here a high selling interest area, and we have an open imbalance as well, which could indicate that this is a very good place to get into the trade. So now if we allow the market to do its thing, we saw it played around a little bit and then pulled back up and wicked us in. Now, the best thing about this pullback, in my opinion, was we see this very strong downside push, right? So within around, about 10 minutes, we'd gone all the way from up here to down here. Now, the pullback was more corrective, right? We can see here we had these slower pullbacks up into this area. So that gives me more confidence in the trade. Now, had we bombed straight up like this, instantly with a lot of momentum, I would have been more inclined to actually remove the order and avoid the trade altogether. But because we had the corrective impulses pulling price towards this area in a kind of slow fashion, I was entirely confident in taking this position. So we got wicked into the trade. We did get then a quick push down, but the market came back and retested the area once again. Obviously, we are not going to be break even at this point, but when we started to sell off, we did get a nice little push down, and then the market really did collapse and didn't come back. So this was simply a nice New York reversal trade. This is where I took my profits, as you can see over in the Discord. Starting to scale out now and manage stops. Now this is actually where I began to exit the entire position. We came into this demand area. I did take the majority of my trade off, and then what we actually saw was a pull to the upside, which was obviously a little bit of a corrective move. But this is what made me close the rest of my trade, right? We saw these structure points broken, and obviously this new trend could be continuing. This, obviously, when I saw the bearish impulses, I thought maybe I'll hold the rest of the position down towards 820. But then I made the logical decision to jump out, and that was because we had this equal low liquidity here above this demand zone, and price wicked into this demand zone and then started to make some bullish movement once again. So I actually executed all of my position and took it all off when we came down here. And then I'm not sure what the market did since then. But that was a successful New York reversal trade. And that was just a quick showcase of how I use the New York reversal to actually catch these good trades, and how you can do the same in your trading to pair your technical analysis with timing in the market to actually get better, more consistent, and faster trades as well, because we're entering with the volume at the start of the New York session. So as a quick recap, what we want to do in these kind of scenarios is use our technical analysis as usual on the very low time frames, the 1, the 3, the 5, the 10, to identify reversals in the trend around the middle of the day, and that is UK time. So if you're in the US, this is obviously going to be in the morning, but for working out the best timings, this is between 12:30 and 2:30 GMT. Okay, so if you work out what that is in your time zone, that is around the best time to be trading these New York reversals, and that is the time that they take place. You can actually see this trade was executed at 2:25, so just within that window that I spoke about, 12:30 to 2:30, prime time for New York reversals to come underway. So I hope you found this video beneficial. I just wanted to highlight that for you so you can actually use timing to improve your trades. That's the trade accuracy, the confidence you have in your trades, and the volume and speed that the trades take place at, and also just generally arm you with some new knowledge so that you can succeed more in the markets. If your goals this year are to get funded accounts or build your trading career, then the best way to do that is through good education. If you head over to the link in the description below the free course, you can actually access my full academy. And in here, you'll get to trade actively alongside a group of myself and many of my students in the trading server. And you'll also learn my full technical fundamental trading systems along with the risk management and psychology aspects that you need to succeed. And you'll see how to put it all into a strategy and then how to backtest that strategy effectively until you have a winning system. So if you've got big trading goals for 2022, head over there now and join the academy. I look forward to working with you and I look forward to seeing your progress.